we're talking about creating that level playing field.
Yeah.
That's where we should start from right now.
Okay. Now, once these banks, this is like giving money to filmmakers, but not actually giving them money because they have to earn it. So once you establish this thing here, this $100 million that I say you put away that time, that's where the money is going to be. So it's going to be by merit. How good is your script? Where is your distribution outlet? Who is starting it? How viable is this film that you make money? Then you have a completion bond. So you have experts in there, that will go through all this list. Whoever films, what is your budget? Can we afford the budget? So it's by merit. So you have opened the floodgate, for talents now to go ahead, and try to get financing. Then what you also do in this one now is got to be a drive to create infrastructure in the country. As it is, there's no structure completely. So every production company is individually owned, and the disadvantage is the actors. The actors has disadvantage in it. Because there's lack of structure, so the actors, there's no health insurance. Since I came by, I know how many actors have died or how many have to go back.
Without any insurance, no covering.
They don't get residuals. I can show you this envelope here. These are residual check work I did in the 80s from different studios being sent to me, but more than 40 years ago. So actors don't get residual, there's no health. Then talk about retirement. You don't have all this because you don't have structure. Who's to negotiate it? The Screen Actors Guild of Nigeria. Who do they negotiate it with? Is it Mr. Labaja who's kind enough to give you part later? You're going to be asking for, for residual. So what he needs to do is to create structure. How do you create structure? You have to have establishment. What is established? Big studios. You have not individually owned. Big studio. Who can form this studio?
Nationally owned.
Nationally owned. Not federal government, individual. Okay. Government can own,
government companies, everybody.
Yes, as partnership. You have 2 or 3 or 4 studios, to open on this. That will be a start. That's the start of the structure in the country. And you have to make big film. Nollywood will produce volumes, but not a lot of big budget. That's the difference between Hollywood and Bollywood, away from Nollywood. Bollywood now produce films of $100 million for high-tech, high-octane action film.
Yeah.
We don't have that money to do here. Who is to finance this? We're not going to. President Tinubu is not going to be doling out $200 million every year. We have to create that open forum for investors to come in. Then we go for the foreign investor, the FDIs, the diaspora investor into this sector. This is why I suggested Ministry of Creative Arts is very necessary, not just an agency.
So you are saying Nigeria must create that ministry.
We have to create that ministry.
And then the university also.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to create it, for you to have a drive for the Nigerian, who has enough money. And we have billionaires here, it.
So let's bring in the guys like Netflix, social media. Where do they play a role? People are doing a lot of skits and all that. How do we juxtapose this and bring them into the same full collective?
Yeah, Netflix, we have to engage them, not just to distribute film or give little money.
For feature films or something, yes.
We have to establish partnership with them. If you know the history of Netflix, 25 years ago, Netflix just started. By this guy and his partner, Mark Randolph, and what is his first name? They started this with how much? With this guy invested $2.5 million. That innovative idea and vision, have a vision where you go, and believing in there. So we have to engage, Netflix in this industry. Netflix is here, Hulu is here. We have to bring them into partnership in this. We need big sound stages. We need post-production facilities. And the good thing about this, when we have this, trust me, Hollywood will come. Now, Hollywood goes to South Africa to post-production, to shoot a lot of film there. Why? Because they have big sound stages. The film I wanted to do, Dick Tiger, which was, a $7 million budget, in a post-production facility in South Africa, was giving me an investment in post-production, period, no cash, but all my post-production, they will finance it, So I still needed cash, which brought me to Nigeria in the first place, So when you have to have all this establishment,
Yeah.
And how do you make the investors believe that this is going to last more than oil? Whether we like it or not, oil will dry up one day. You know it. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Hollywood has been there for over 150 years. Hollywood will not dry up. Talents will come and go.
Even things like gaming have started bringing so much more money than so many other things that we are really focusing on. But now, beyond the actors and musicians, what are the other opportunities for especially young Nigerians when it comes to this industry that you're really thinking about, the creative economy? The way it's being put on paper, the way it's being said, what really are the opportunities available for the young people?
Well, the opportunity is basically, I would say, they will engage, get the education.
Okay.
3-6 months, crash course in academy, it's not going to cut it. You get the basic education. This university is a 4 years, degree education. And what I did with this proposal is that I wrote it with a studio attached to it. It's going to be called a New Century, studio. It's attached to it. Whereby the studio is going to be function like one studio. It's not going to be owned. Eventually, it will go IPO. It will be owned by investors. So there will be ample opportunity behind the camera. A lot for the youths. To really get engaged. Not necessarily you have to be,
VFX,
exactly,
many other effects, and all this,
exactly.
Sound,
gaming
is
very big.
Of course, I just said that.
Yes.
Yeah, gaming is really big.
It's very big, and you have all sorts of gaming with our own African contents. That can be very. So there are so many variations as how to get this young is involved. To get them. Because what is in our advantage is that we have so many of them. And if you look at skits, we have so many talent there, even though some of them are really silly anyway.
Yeah.
But I see so many talent. And I'm like, why are these not engaged? Now, you look at our musician. How come no musician has been able to cross over to Nollywood? Because there's no establishment for it.
Basically, I want to first ask you if you truly believe that this is workable in the coming years, one, and then you just tie to how this repositions Nigeria as a nation itself.
Yes, it's workable. It's not going to be overnight because in Nigeria we have a knack of being in a rush. No, it's not going to happen in a night. It's a very conscious, planning and trying to get. The core thing is that you have to get our domestic investor believe that this industry will be the main core of Nigeria economy, for years and years to come. So it's very workable. Once we get these people, because that's where it comes to, investors, creating infrastructure by, certain establishment, not just by the government, but by individual, people with money. Is making them believe that this industry needs them. When you make them believe, foreign investors will come.
All right.
Because that's, in a nutshell, that's basically what.
All right. We must thank you, Mr. Saliu Yakub, for coming and your insights and candor. It was very enlightening.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
All right. Hopefully we'll get you back again.
Yeah, definitely. Because I have a lot, but which again, it's going to be on the podcast. So
definitely. We will share in all that.
Yes, definitely.
All right.